That was a bit of screw up. Hey, it's Greg here. This video, we're gonna talk about frame straightening. And I'm gonna give you a whole lot of information. Hopefully it'll be helpful on how I do this. But this does work. And again, this is how I do it. Do it at your own risk. There's my disclaimer. We have a little issue where this thing had been hit in the back, and this side right here had been, well, I need two hands, squeezed in. All right, so these two sides have been pushed in, and what that results in, as you go back, and I should mention the frame is upside down. As you go back, this now points down too far if it was the right direction. So I am going to use this manual spreader. If you got a porta power, great, that'll work. And we're going to spread this a little bit, and you can see it's indented here. It's got a dent here, and it was actually pushed out a little here, but I already hammered that in, and I was gonna do this a different way, but then I'm like, you know what, let me just spread it and see what it gets us. And when that spreads, that should, this end, which was 1.5 inches low, this should actually go up, based upon basic geometry here, up. Yeah, it's upside down. Some. It may not go the full 1.5 inches, but it'll improve, and again, work from the center out. Once I have this measurement, and I measured from right here over to the motor mount hole on both sides. This side is 3/16 too short, so I'm going to stretch it out at least twice that, and let it come back, see where we're at. I'll stretch it out, then let it off, you know, see where it lands until we get it to the right length. And you'll see I've already been kind of playing with it on where to put the angle iron, and did some grinding. Need some more. All right, let me go ahead and get this set up so you can see it. Okay, so here's where we're at. I have got the positioning I want. I've cleaned everywhere where there's going to be welds, tack welds, but they're all clean. This is not a welding video. All right, just make sure your stuff's clean. I have it where it's straddling these as much as possible. Those are weak spots. And so now it should, pressure should be here and here, which should hopefully straighten where it's bent. Ideally, we'll find out. I also have these that I'm gonna tack in, like right in here, to make sure this doesn't fly out, ideally. Okay, let me get some stuff tacked in. Okay, I've taken some measurements. So this is 44 and 1/16. The other side is 44 1/4. On the back, it's actually 1 inch different laying upside down. And again, I'm not worried about the back yet, but I did measure it as it sits, and it's a 1 inch difference. I have the actual numbers, and we'll see what changes. Also, this back was slightly out of square because this one was bent down. So hopefully this will square it up. I have these tacked in. This is not a welding class, but make sure you clean it. Start on the thicker metal and then drag it to the thinner metal. This is a whole lot thicker than this frame. but I believe these are really well tacked. We will find out. Hopefully they are. There'll be a lot of pressure. Okay, now you do need, for this particular one, it's 1.25 inches. And you have to hold this other one as well, and I don't have another wrench that big. And I did spray some lube in here. I sprayed some white lithium grease. I was gonna grease it, but I forgot. So let's do this. I should have sprayed some lube on the threads, I forgot. Again, do this at your own risk. Okay, do this at your own risk. Yeah, I don't know that this would make any difference whatsoever. But if these break, they're gonna pop. I don't know how far, but they're really heavy, and who knows with this. And I gotta thank Phil, retired mechanic from church. This is his. This is how he used this for spreading frames. And I can already tell you, I don't know that I could hold this and turn it. Just for kicks, let's see where we're at. I'll tell you the number. Okay, we're at 1 3/16. So we've actually pushed it 2/16, so 1/8 inch. We need probably double that in order to actually make it stay, because it's going to rebound. You can also heat this if you want. Oh, I wish I had another wrench. This is coarse thread, so it actually moves a good bit. Oh. Getting to the point I can't hold the wrench. All right, don't make fun of me. That is a pipe wrench. I try to clamp. I might be able to spread it enough to get it to work. I got this one. That was better. But I'm thinking the pipe wrench. Okay. And by the way, when I'm turning this, I'm putting pressure towards the frame, make it less likely it's going to pop out. Oh, this is moving. That one's pushing to the side. It's pushing to the side. All right, did anyone tell me that was happening? Did anyone leave in the comments, hey man, it's moving over? All right, I ended up tacking it here, just a little tack. And I did lube the threads. So let's do this again. And this is no longer fighting me. There's enough, I guess I lubed this maybe, or this is tacked, but this is not tacked to this, so. Boy, it's easy to turn now. And I bet you we turned it quite a bit. Can you tell in the video if it's gotten wider? Now, that's in the way. Okay, we're at almost. All right, we're at just a hair under 1 1/4, which is 44 1/4, which is what we want. 44 1/4. So we got to keep. Oh, it is so good. All this rain we've been having. Now I'm really feeling it. Now I am curious. Did the back move? Ha! 4 1/2. So it was. It's actually slightly lower now than the other side. But I think we've pushed past where we want to go. So what I'm going to do, let me measure just to see. We're 44 5/16, so that is past where we need to be. However, it's going to come back at least a 1/16. So I'm going to go ahead and keep spreading. And you could actually measure right here, or even here to here, to see how far you've spread. Do you trust your welds? Oh. .44 and hadn't hardly moved. It's interesting. And I gotta, all right, go a little farther. I'm just dripping sweat. Just dripping sweat. Hopefully these will hold. My hands are wet. Okay, it's 44 3/8. So we're an 1/8 past where we want to be, and I'm tired of measuring across there. Plus, it's not real accurate because this is kind of in the way. So let me make some notes. 44 3/8, 13 inches. 13 inches at top. Yeah, just all that sweat. Welcome to Tennessee. Think about moving to Tennessee? Well, hope you like humidity. It is almost as humid as Florida. I've lived in both places, I'm telling you. All right, I'm gonna back it up. Now I'm only pulling up because I know this is there. Otherwise, I would not be pulling it up. I'll be pushing down on that side. Now, I will tell you another thing on this. You can use like a turnbuckle if you want to pull something. Alright, it should be loose, yeah. Oh yeah, it's way loose. Okay, point being, measure. All right, so that was 13. I'm now at 13 and just under 7/8, or 12 and 7/8. Depending on where I mark it, measure it. I should have been more precise. Just short of 12 and 7/8. Uh-oh, the woman's coming. All right, I hope you can see with the light. So, where we're at, it's like 1/16 too tight. We made up, so we were 3/16 short when we started. We're now 2.5/16 wider, so half of a 16th, so 1/32. I also measured the back. The one side was at 4 5/8, and the one that was low is now 5 inches. So it's brought them closer, and 5 inches, of course, it's upside down, so it's brought it closer. So I'm going to spread it another time until, basically, I'm going to keep spreading just a touch more, till when I bring it back, it is no longer, it's where I want it. All right, man, this thing. Okay. There it went. The tack welds were holding it odd. Okay. Oh, and that was 12 and 7/8. I don't remember if I had told you that or not. 12 and 7/8, right in the middle, and it's a short 12 and 7/8. So what I need is a full 12 and 7/8 between here and here at the middle, and that should be, put this exactly where it should be, factory. Okay, we're 13. That's where I think we stopped last time. 13 and almost 1/8. I'm curious what the back is at. Sorry you can't see this. 4 5/8. 4. 4 inches. So just that little bit I spread the very back moved a full inch. Woo! Okay. Now we're at 13 and 1/8. We stopped at 13 last time, so we went an eighth past. Now, obviously we want to check for fractures and stuff. Make sure that nothing is breaking while we do this. All right, I think we're good. Okay, pressure's off. Oh. 12 and 15/16. We may have gone past. I'll be honest, that would actually be kind of bad for me because I don't actually have a puller, but I should have. That was a bit of screw up, but it may still come back some. They can still come back after you stopped. What I found when I did the centerpiece, when I squeezed them in, they wanted to come back out just slightly after like an hour. So I think we should be good. Let me measure the actual thing as best I can. All right, it's a long 44 1/4. However, this is kind of pushing it out a little. So I think we're dead on. The back is a long 4 1/2 and 4 5/8. So so now the back is like really close now. That makes me happy. Okay. Woohoo! Yes. Should we do the thumbnail? Yes. How about if we have the wrench here, hitting me in the head, blood splattering? Yeah, don't do that. YouTube would probably ban the video for that. Okay, yeah, I'm actually stoked. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to get it out. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. This is loose, there's no pressure on it at all, and my tack actually broke. I'm gonna go have lunch. So I'm gonna let it sit for at least 30 minutes. We'll come back and check it again, see where it's at, make sure it hasn't come back too far. You can also tap it with like a hammer. Take a big hammer and just tap it. That'll, the metal will then relax more so than it was. And call me crazy in the comments, you agree or not. But you can tap it and that'll get the metal to relax a little bit. And if it's still where we want it, then I'll take all this off and we'll be good. Then we'll move farther back. All right, so I just measured and it is square. So here, that way is now square. It's actually within 1/8 of an inch on the back. It's within 1/8 of an inch, which is 3/16 was tolerance. So side to side. So it's within factory spec, which is way better than it was before. So now I can put the body back on the frame and finish the body work, quarter panels and stuff, and actually make them straight. Now, I will tell you right now, I'm actually gonna do the frame kit, strengthening kit first, the Hellwig kit. So yeah, it was that easy to straighten this frame. Just got to be a little creative sometimes. And obviously a Porta Power would have pushed even easier. So you do have to push it a little past what you need, because it'll come back some. Just don't overextend it. Otherwise you may have other issues to deal with. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful. If so, please like, subscribe, comment, and verse of the video. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. So how do we get this knowledge of the Holy One, of God? We read his word, the Bible. And per Solomon, inspired scripture, the fear of the Lord. Now when it says fear, it means respect, yes, but it also means fear. We got to understand that God is God, he is our creator, and he will in fact judge us one day. So fear is actually a good word. If you're doing evil, you might want to have a little fear for God and stop. Anyway, read his Bible, read his word, and you'll gain understanding. All right, I hope this was helpful. God bless. What it is all thread, but it is a very thick all thread. It needs to be as thick as appropriate for yours. I'm gonna say that's probably 3/4. This is 1.25 inches outside diameter. There's 2 of them. You don't necessarily have to have 2 of them. And then there's another nut, and these are butted against each other, so they're locked in place. You know, you can break them loose. Piece of tubing, very thick tubing that is just big enough for the all thread to go in. And then here, this is what turns, so you do have to have the long piece. Well, you could theoretically put another something like that in front of it, but anyway, then this holds, it captures this and pushes. Now you could weld the nut actually to whatever you're doing, as well as the pipe, and then turn it using this one, but there's a few ways to do it. That's the one that Phil used, and he's got different pipe lengths for different, you know, his different needs. And so I really appreciate him loaning me this.